$50,000 of your dividend income's purchasing power is about to vanish, and you're probably not watching for it. If you have a $500,000 dividend portfolio generating $17,500 a year, inflation is silently stealing your lifestyle. At just 5% annual inflation, where we are right now, your dividend income loses real value every single year. Most dividend investors believe inflation doesn't touch them because their dividends keep getting paid. That's the wrong belief, and it's about to cost you. Here's the math that changes everything. According to Bureau of Labor Statistics data, a 2% annual inflation rate reduces the purchasing power of $500,000 by approximately 10% over 5 years. That's a $50,000 loss in real terms. Your $17,500 annual dividend today. In 5 years, that same $17,500 buys what $15,750 buys today. You're earning the same number of dollars but purchasing less. That's not just inflation, that's a lifestyle squeeze disguised as income stability. The belief gap is wide. Most dividend investors think, my dividends are paid consistently, so I'm safe from inflation. The reality from BLS data, nominal income growth doesn't equal real income growth. Dividend payments can stay flat or even grow slightly while inflation erodes their actual buying power. The delta is your standard of living. A retiree living on $17,500 in annual dividend income from a $500,000 portfolio doesn't feel an immediate hit year 1. But by year 5, that income buys noticeably less. Groceries, healthcare, property taxes, all rising faster than your fixed or slowly growing dividend payments. Let's dig into why this happens. Dividend growth rates historically average 5-6% annually for large-cap dividend payers. Inflation is now running 5% baseline, so the math seems 5% minus 5% equals 3% real growth, safe margin, right? Wrong. That math assumes perfect dividend growth execution across your entire portfolio. Reality, not all dividend stocks grow dividends at the same rate. Many mature dividend payers, utilities rate preferred stocks, grow dividends closer to inflation or slightly above it. Funds like VYM Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF yield 9% currently with dividend growth averaging 2% historically. Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF yields 5% with stronger dividend growth screening, averaging 1% historical growth. But here's the inflation problem. If you own a diversified dividend portfolio, you're mixing high-growth dividend stocks with slow-growth, high-yield positions. The portfolio average doesn't always outpace inflation by enough margin to protect real purchasing power, especially in years when dividend growth stutters. The specific vulnerability, $500,000 generating 5% yield equals $17,500 annually. At 5% inflation, that income loses $437.50 in purchasing power year 1. Year 2, $456.56. By year 5, cumulative loss, $242 in real terms, over 30 years of retirement. That compounds to a $50,000 plus loss in real purchasing power. That's not a small rounding error. That's the difference between a comfortable retirement and a lifestyle that quietly shrinks. Here's what dividend investors are doing to defend. First, shift toward dividend growth ETFs like SCHD, which screen for historical dividend growth rates. These funds prioritize companies with 10-plus year track records of increasing dividends, historically outpacing inflation by 2-3% annually. Second, incorporate real asset exposure. Infrastructure funds like infra or commodity-linked dividend positions gain value as inflation rises, creating a natural hedge. Third, rebalance towards small-cap and mid-cap dividend growers, which historically show higher dividend growth rates than large-cap mature payers, though with higher volatility. The actionable step, audit your current portfolio's dividend growth rate. Pull your top 10 holdings, check their 5-year dividend growth rates using SEC filings or tools like Seeking Alpha. Calculate your portfolio's weighted average growth rate. If it's below 5%, you're likely losing ground to inflation. If it's above 6%, you're ahead. That 5-6% range is the critical inflation protection window. The stakes are real. Ignoring this math means your retirement income silently deteriorates. A $50,000 portfolio loss in real terms isn't just a number. It's meals skipped, healthcare delayed, or a smaller legacy. Inflation doesn't announce itself. It compounds quietly. The good news, understanding this gap today means you can position your dividend portfolio to maintain real purchasing power through strategic shifts toward dividend growth positioning and inflation-sensitive assets. If this clarified your dividend risk, hit subscribe. Next breakdown covers the 4 dividend growth ETFs that historically beat inflation by 3% plus annually, dropping Wednesday. Ring the bell. What's your biggest inflation concern with your dividend portfolio? Drop it in the comments. Stay informed. See you in the next breakdown.